Welcome to Moodog's Frugal RCs. Thanks for stopping by the channel, guys. Today we're doing a rig rundown on a brand new vehicle I just got in to the channel the other day. I purchased this one with my own money, so there's no affiliate links, nothing like that, full disclosure. This is the Huina model 1350, 1/14 scale. Excavator. There are others on the market from different manufacturers and also from Huina that are a little bit different than this particular model. Huina has one other popular model in the same size, same basic battery configuration as this, but the major differences being on that model, which is the 1550, you're going to be seeing a alloy bucket and an alloy cab. This one's all plastic, all ABS throughout, which is not a bad thing. You're actually saving about $15 to $25 depending on where you purchase this between this model and the 1550. So there's a savings included in this, and I'm all about doing it on the frugal edge. So with that being said, guys, let's have a look and see what comes inside the package when you purchase this. Now we're getting a 7.2 volt 400 milliamp per hour NiCad cell battery pack. Now you can see I've already butchered the ends on here. We'll get into that a little bit later in the video, but this one works out pretty good, guys. Takes about 2 hours to charge with the included charger. We are getting the USB to kind of toy grade 2-pin charger here. Output on this one's going to be 7.2 volts at 250 milliamps, which is going to give you about a 2-hour charge time from a fully spent cell to fully charged. So nice to see these. You guys already know how I feel about those. The kit also includes a user manual, very scant, very basic user manual. When I say basic, we're talking one sheet printed on one side, but it's going to give you all the information that you need to get out and start having some fun with this. I kind of like this because it's got a nice diagram of the functionality of the remote here. Good to keep this for reference, especially for maybe children that are starting to use this or starting to play with this. Good idea to kind of have that for reference and give you all the information on how to charge the batteries and how to do some basic maneuvers. So a good one to hang on to. This vehicle does have sound effects, realistic motor sounds, the squeaking of the tracks when this is moving forward or backward or pivoting, and also some lights on the inside of the cab, which are kind of inconsequential, but those may end up getting muted, or that light may be getting removed because I just find it annoying personally. But that's kind of cool for maybe the younger crowd might like something like that. Anyway, getting back to the remote, we're seeing kind of a game controller style here. Nice heavy duty plastic, doesn't feel squishy or chintzy or anything like that. We have our forward and reverse and pivot levers right here, kind of joysticks. We also have these two pads right here for upper and lower. One side here is going to control the bucket articulation. This side here is going to control the small boom, and up on top here we have the large boom controls, as well as some demo, kind of has some demo functionality on here too, where you can program it to do demo maneuvers just for kind of looks, just for kind of fun, I guess, for maybe kids. But this one does have a sanity button on it as well, as mentioned before, and I'll demonstrate that in a second. This one does have sound effects that can get a little overbearing, especially in kind of confined spaces. So if you buy this for your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, you can actually regain your sanity by knowing that button does exist. You can shut that all down and this will operate pretty quietly. So full functionality on here, pretty cool, nice feeling. We also have two shoulder buttons up on top here, guys, and these are going to be to control the work deck on here. So this whole top part of the Excavator will pivot 680 degrees, so pretty cool stuff there. Very realistic operation on this. This is really a very, very cool item here. So looking at the back here, guys, this one is going to require 2 AA batteries underneath this cover right here. Those are not included. You're going to have to supply those on your own. Now, I will mention also that this did have a Phillips screw installed in here to keep the cover intact. I don't find I need it with this particular one. Your results may vary, so you may want to hang on to that screw just in case. Let's go ahead and set this aside for now. We'll take a closer look at the unit itself here. Let me just move my camera up a touch here. So taking a look at the Excavator, I will say right out of the box, this has a very substantial weight to it. It's not heavy by any means, but it's not lightweight. It doesn't feel cheap, chintzy, or flimsy. The plastic that it's built out of is very, very substantial feeling. Has nice thick gauge feel to it, and does have some resiliency about it as well. I'm liking how this thing feels out of the box. You can see the track on here, guys, is also made of plastic, but this is kind of a really soft and supple plastic that rotates nice and feels pretty good as well. The cab on here, as mentioned before, is made of plastic, as is the entirety of the actual body of this is plastic. So we're looking at a plastic cab on here, plastic windows, plastic bucket, plastic everything. The attention to detail on these is very, very good, guys. And I know this camera's probably not picking this up quite right, but we can see, or you would see if you could see it, there is a high back bucket seat inside here. You have 2 joystick controls in front. You also have a small joystick to the right hand side where the operator would sit, as well as some pedals on the floor. So pretty cool there. We have a side view mirror here as well. Turning the unit around toward the back, I can show you where the battery hatch is first, and I'll kind of briefly go over what I've done with the battery compartment before we go any farther. The battery compartment is going to be right up on top here, guys. There is a small little twist toggle here that you would spin to the right till it clicks, and this top would pop off. Now you can see that the stock battery is not in here. I am not using a NiCad cell. This is a nickel metal hydride cell, also 7.2 volts, so the size is identical to the NiCad. I'll go ahead and pull this out and show you real quick here. This is the a hex fly battery that I had from a Danchi crawler that I no longer am using because the quality is just not there. So I actually had 2 of these laying around, and I wanted to put them to use, and luckily enough, I'm able to use them in the Huina Excavator. So bonus there. Again, I did some modifications to this, and I'll show you that in a second as well. But I've actually went ahead and installed a red JST plug on the end here, just by cutting these back and soldering some JST kind of harnesses that I have here in my private stock. So that works out nicely. Also on the inside here, I wanted to keep the integrity of the Excavator intact, so I didn't cut this. A lot of times what I'll do, guys, is I'll end up cutting these and then soldering right to the cut end. I didn't want to take it apart. Well, I'm going to end up taking it apart eventually anyway, but I did not want to cut this all up. I wanted to leave it intact, so if someone wanted to use the standard batteries, they could do that. So what I've done in lieu of cutting that is kind of made my own little harness here. And essentially what this is I cut the battery connector off the stock battery. I showed you that before. So I cut that off of here, and I soldered it onto another JST female end that I have sets of these. So I've got many sets of these. I purchased them on Amazon. I can put a link in the description for these if you guys want to check these out. I'm not advocating necessarily doing this modification. I just did it because I wanted to get more use time out of the unit itself. The stock 400 milliamp per hour NiCad battery was getting me roughly 10 to 12 to 15 minutes depending on what I was doing with this. There's a lot going on with this, and I'll demonstrate that in a second or two. So I wanted to get some extra time, drive time or fun time with it, and I kind of doubled the capacity of the cell and actually went to a different chemistry, which is going to give me a little bit more zip, a little bit more punch, a little bit more. I think this has got probably a higher discharge rate than the NiCad does, and I think that's what's really making a difference. So we'll set that aside for the time being. This basically I showed you just briefly. I don't want to get too far into this, and I've already have kind of, I guess, but this just plugs into the standard plug on here, and it acts as a harness. All right, continuing on looking at the Huina 1350, we can see that we have these fake hydraulic lines going from the bottom here up the large boom and right to the top of the small boom here. Obviously, as mentioned, these are not functioning. They are there for aesthetics, but they do look really cool on this. They look very realistic. You have them underneath as well here, guys. You can see, I hope you can see this, but there are some underneath as well. You can see everything on top here. This is all run by big gears, little servos inside the arm, and then big gears up on top. Very, very powerful considering what this is. It's got a lot of power to it, and we'll get into that a little bit more when I do the run video. We're dealing with a lot of rain right now in southeastern Wisconsin, so once weather clears a little bit, I'll have this out for that test. But I will do a quick bench demonstration on this real quick for you guys, kind of show you what this thing sounds like, the sound effects, all that. I'm not going to run the sound on this too long because it can give you an aneurysm. Basically, how we would get this thing started up is there is a power button underneath, and I'll show you that real quick. There is a power button in back here, on and off switch, right in the back. First thing we're going to do to get this thing going is turn the power switch on. And there's the sound effect. So that is the realistic sound effect of a diesel engine running. I guess it's close as it's going to get. Now, I don't know if you can see or not, but inside the cab here, there are red and blue flashing LEDs. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and turn on the power on the remote. And those 6 beeps let us know that it is in fact paired. Our LED turns off on the transmitter, and we're good to go. First thing I want to demonstrate is the forward and back. I'm actually going to raise this boom, this top boom here, just a little bit so we can roll this. And we'll roll it forward. And I want you to listen. There's going to be kind of if it's a sampled sound or not, but you'll hear like a squeaking like you would normally hear if you see these things in real life moving back and forward. The belts always squeak on them, or the tracks do. So you can kind of hear that. I mentioned before this does have a sanity button on it, and that button's located right here. So now you can hear yourself think again. No need to really leave that on. You guys kind of get the idea now what this thing sounds like and looks like when it's the lights and the sound effects are on. Next thing we're going to do is kind of move this big boom up. And that's fully extended right there. We're going to take these controls down here on this pad right here, and we're going to extend the smaller boom. I'm going to move this up just a little bit. And that clicking sound right there is just, there's a slipper clutch inside these motors, in the gears of the motors, to prevent any damage from happening from overstressing. So that's kind of a protective mechanism there to keep that from ruining your gears. On this side right here, this pad is going to operate our bucket, so we can extend the bucket. We can bring the bucket in. And again, we have the slipper clutches built throughout this unit right here. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and move the actual work deck here, so you can go around in the circle. I'll back it up a little bit. And move it back again. There's the slipper. So this will move 680 degrees in a circle, basically almost around twice, a little over 2 times. And then when it hits that stop point, you could hear that clicking sound. Same idea with the slipper. We'll go back the other direction, get this spun out the right way now. and I think this is going to be forward and reverse, and it is. Just to demonstrate the power of the motor in this, I'm going to go ahead and lower this boom right here. I'm going to extend the small boom and lower it down again and show you guys that this will actually lift the weight of the excavator up. Kind of nice for doing maneuvers, for climbing up on top of say kind of plateaus or flat kind of tabletop obstacles. You can climb up those. You could actually climb up, get the front end of this up, and spin the work deck around and lift it on the back side and lift the other end up and keep going. I saw some pretty cool maneuvers online with guys that know what they're doing with these. Look pretty slick. So that about wraps this one up, guys. I thank each and every one of you for stopping by and checking this out. I appreciate all my subscribers. Hey, if you haven't already subscribed, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny, and it really helps me out a lot. By the way, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all my content as soon as it's uploaded. We'll see y'all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.